Hey. Hello everyone. It occurred to me not too long ago that we are approaching the 10th anniversary of one of the more interesting episodes in our political history, talking about the presidential election of 2000, Al Gore versus George Bush. The election that went on and on and on and on, took weeks to resolve. Well, when Bush was running for re-election in 2004, I wrote a few limericks about the election campaign that year, and a little while after that I decided to put a tune to it. So this is my song called George Bush. You recall the 2000 election, and voting machine imperfection, spoiled ballots galore, went uncounted for Gore, with hung chads that defied close inspection. And we got George Bush, George Bush, President of the USA. George Bush, George Bush, why won't he just go away? He was not by the people elected, by the Supreme Court selected. A 5-4 majority gave him authority. Lucky George to be so well connected. Well, he held a press conference last week, an event that's nearly unique. He holds them so rarely because he so barely is able to properly speak. George Bush, George Bush, President of the USA. George Bush, George Bush, why won't he just go away? Yes, his verbal command is quite minimal. He has trouble with words like subliminal. Nuclear daunts him, strategery haunts him. How he mangles the language is criminal. When he heard we were under attack, at first he seemed taken aback. But then he took note as he read my pet goat. He could blame the whole thing on Iraq. Yes, he promised we'd find deadly WMDs, restore to Iraq civil liberties. We'd be liberators, not seen as invaders, and God told him there would be no casualties. And he's George Bush, George Bush, President of the USA. George Bush, George Bush, why won't he just go away? On the carrier deck, George Bush stood in his flight suit, thought he looked good. Major combat has ended, the outcome was splendid, mission accomplished. Well, he apparently misunderstood. So hail to the Commander-in-Chief. You'll note a recurring motif. Divine inspiration is justification to rule by religious belief. George Bush, George Bush, he's finally gone away. Oh, you want me to do that again?
If you got it.
I could. Yeah, I could. Yeah. All right, my special request. It's called Perfect Game. Let's see if I can get there. Yesterday, Armando Galarraga almost captured lightning in a jar. Come gather round and listen to my saga. I'm sure you'll find the ending quite bizarre. 4-8 innings, he'd shut them down in order. He only had to make it through one more, and his name would echo throughout every quarter. Galarraga would go down in baseball lore, 'cause the batters, they went up and down through the lineup 3 times round. 26 retired in a row. But then the umpire blew the call, and wasn't it a shame that it spoiled Galarraga's perfect game? Top of the 9th, just 3 more outs to go. The first man sent the ball both far and high. Well, it looked like trouble, but as we all know now, Austin Jackson caught it on the fly. Well, the next one bounced it over to the shortstop. Oh, what would happen would the bubble burst? Luckily, it did not take a bad hop. Had the ump gone blind, or had he been drinking? Either way, he got it wrong, there is no doubt. The batters, they went up and down through the lineup 3 times round. 26 retired in a row. But then the umpire blew the call, and wasn't it a shame that it spoiled Galarraga's perfect game? Now in all the years, there only have been 20. Perfect games are magical and rare. But if you ask the baseball cognoscenti, they'll tell you this one was beyond compare. For normally when perfect games have ended, the pitcher got out 27 straight. But this game was a little bit more splendid, 'cause Galarraga got out 28. Yeah, the batters, they went up and down through the lineup 3 times round. 28 retired in a row. Yes, there was that one bad call, but we can still proclaim that Galarraga threw a perfect game. Yes, Galarraga threw a perfect game.